Now, back to Hogwarts month might have been a couple of months ago. However, finally, GeekGear have released their back to school box, and I'm going to be opening it up and giving you another one of my honest reviews. Well, hello, and welcome back to the TheGregWhoLived YouTube channel with me, the one, the only, TheGregWhoLived. And in this video, we're looking at another GeekGear box, the back to school box, which originally should have been in September, but due to some delays with shipping, Brexit, owls going missing, who knows, there are a few problems, but now it is here, it is in front of me, and we are going to take a look at what is inside, and as usual, I'm going to give you my very honest review. But before we get into that, as always with these videos, the notices at the beginning, which is if you like this video and you want to watch more of my YouTube videos, then I will put the subscribe button at the end of this video so you can continue watching the videos that I post in the future, as well as some previous playlist videos and a video I think you will particularly enjoy. As well as here, you can also find me on Instagram at TheGregWhoLived, and if you'd like to browse any of my magical themed goodies, you can do at TheGregWhoLived shop. But with that, we get into this video, which, like I say, is the back to school GeekGear box. As always with these GeekGear videos, they are gifted to me, so I didn't pay any money for the box that I'm going to be showing you in this video. However, all the opinions are very much my own, and if you did want to shop for your very own GeekGear box, then I will make sure to put all their links and Instagram page in my description below. Now, unfortunately for them, with delays in shipping worldwide, I think they had a few issues getting everything ready for this box. But a GeekGear box is better late than never, I hope. And so we're gonna take a look inside and see what's in there. I have had a sneaky peek just to make sure everything is correct and in order, and it is, but rather than the main box, we are of course going to start with this, which, before I begin, back to school, we're gonna think all the things that you would need for going back to Hogwarts. You might need a wand, a broomstick, some spell books, quill, ink, maybe some owl treats. Who knows what could be inside this box? But usually inside these particular boxes are the wands. This is actually, in fact, what's inside. And so we have a broomstick. However, is it a broomstick wand? Or is it just a broomstick? I'm not sure if the proportions are quite right for it to be a broomstick model. It also doesn't have any of the like Nimbus 2000 logos in gold on either side of the handle. It doesn't have Fireball or Nimbus 2001, any of that kind of stuff, or Comet 260. Which would have been quite nice for GeekGear to have put onto it, but having not looked at the paperwork, I'm not sure if this is meant to be a wand, which I guess it's quite a quirky idea, but would it be nice if it was just a broomstick? Quality of this is pretty good. The mould is really nice. How they've painted it and kind of added laser black to give it some definition at the base is really nice. The wand handle, or broomstick handle, who knows, is again really well painted, a few different layers of colour which look really nice, and I do find that their wands are normally really good quality if it is in fact a wand. I won't read the paperwork out until the very end, but as GeekGear normally give you a wand, I'm going to go ahead and say that this is meant to be a wand, which is different, it's quirky, but I think if you wanted to display it as a broomstick, you very much could. And so we arrive at the main event, which is the back to school box. I really like the design of this box, obviously going with a Diagon Alley theme. So we've got the wall kind of magically opening on either side, and then we've got the Diagon Alley High Street here. A very interesting look to the box. I think I've said it quite a few times, I personally don't keep the boxes, but I know a lot of people do, and I think this is a good design to be going with the back to school theme. But as I open it up, straight away I have the paperwork, but I'm going to put it to one side so I don't know what things are. Already I've got this staring at me, which is quite creepy. But this is a Hedwig something. Not entirely sure what it is. It has been vacuum packed, so it's really compact, but it looks almost fluffy. If it doesn't fluff out, then this is going to be pretty horrific. But I've got some scissors, so let's cut it open and have a look. It's done it. Okay, so this is the not so squished and fluffy little owl toy, which is quite cute. It is giving me Hedwig Chamber of Secrets vibes, realising that the Hogwarts Express is about to hit Harry and Ron in the flying car. Those eyes are wide. This owl has seen things. I think this is quite a cute and cuddly little toy owl. Of course, getting an owl could be one of the pets you take to Hogwarts. For me, I most definitely would want a barn owl, but I think this is quite a fun little chappy. Looks quite fun, flapping his little wings. I mean, one of these toys isn't going to be, a huge price to produce, but it's very soft, it's very squishy. Now it's out the bag, and I think this is a good start off to the box. Particularly younger audiences would really enjoy this. Get to name your very own owl, and for the beginning of the back to school box, I think this is definitely a hit. Moving on to item number 2, this, which is created by Blue Sky Studios, so it's like an official brand, and opens like an envelope magnetic notebook. So we've got a little bit of packaging on the corner, which I can just take off. So this takes the shape of Harry's famous letter. So we've got the address of Harry on the back, and this is like a kind of jelly wax seal on the front, and then it opens like an envelope, and that's magnetic. So it keeps it nice and shut. And okay, it's quite a nice little diary. Paper is quite thin, but it does have the Hogwarts crest on every page. Bit weird that you have to kind of write on it downwards. Would it be nice if it was just like a normal notebook, just kind of write down? But is it so that you can... Oh no, you can't even hold it like that. I don't know. For some reason, they've decided to print it this way. But the overall design is really nice. The backing print design is really cool. And I do like the mechanism. Quite a different product to get in the box. I haven't seen anything like this at supermarkets or online. So I quite like this. But the gel on the front is a little bit dirty, I think, where they've used the glue. So I don't think it's the best kind of quality, but as part of a box, I think it's really good. And what is good is that this is highly functional, journaling, shopping lists, notepads, always good. So I think this is a functional product. I just think the quality could have been a little bit better. And so moving on to item number 3, we're going to go for the t-shirt. Now GeekGear are infamous for their t-shirts that they do in most boxes, and they're normally really great designs and really great quality. So for this one, we have a matching t-shirt to go with the box design, and so this matches perfectly to the front of the box. However, I'm all for a quite obscure t-shirt, nothing that just has to have Harry Potter on it. It could be something kind of slightly off-brand or something quite minuscule within the Wizarding world that is put on a t-shirt. But I feel like this just looks a bit like an ordinary kind of cobbled alley. I feel like without having the giant Gringotts at the end, this could be a lot of very quaint English streets. I'm not sure if it really has the full kind of magic look. It's quite half-hearted and a bit disappointing. I think it works for the box, because I always find that the boxes giving you a kind of rough idea about the theme that's going to be inside, but I think for the t-shirt it is a little bit lackluster, a little bit lazy, and personally it doesn't really excite me that much. I don't know if I would be excited if I had paid for this box and got this item. So for me, I'm going to put this in a bit of a negative box. To item number 4, which I think is going to be some sort of bag. A tote bag here, which is perfect for carrying all your school books from Flourish and Blots. This is a tote bag featuring the Whomping Willow and of course the Weasley's Flying Forward Angular. When I say the Weasleys, Mr. Weasley's, because I don't think Mrs. Weasley wanted anything to do with it. And this is a relatively cheap product to produce. It's easy to get things printed onto tote bags, and although I think the design, you know, it isn't that bad, I don't think it's wholly original. The fabric isn't too bad, but the construction again is a little bit lackluster with this. I don't know, again, if it's something that I would particularly enjoy receiving if I had paid for this box. Don't really know how it goes with the theme, because I guess it is back to school and this is a way that Harry and Ron did get back to Hogwarts. I would have preferred something else, maybe like a Flourish and Blots exclusive tote bag, or something just a bit more connected to some of the shops in Diagon Alley. This is kind of a meh item again, I think, but at least it is a bag that's functional, and I tend to use these for shopping. So it will be going in my car, not my flying car though, and ready for the next time I get some shopping. Next up is this little coin, just here. And so this says free hot meal token. And free hot meal token on the back. And I'm guessing that this is going to be something to do with the leaky cauldron, because it's got a little cauldron that has all cracks on it. And some suns and some moons. So it's quite a well designed product. It's very, very nicely printed. Much prefer this to the potion one which I got before. But for me, I don't know if I would keep and collect these. I think it's more of a personal taste though. Some people love these, displaying all of their kind of medallions and coins together. For me though, I wouldn't necessarily like this item either, but I cannot fault the production because it is made really well. The enameling is really nice with this. It's a unique idea. It goes with the leaky cauldron, which we know is in Diagon Alley, the back to school kind of theme, but I just don't know if these tokens are a bit misplaced. I don't know if this is what people want from spending money on one of these boxes. It definitely isn't what I want, but maybe that's just me. Next item coming out of here is a Jotter set, and I have actually had one of these gifted to me by a good friend who I'm sure all of you watch on YouTube. She's called Potter Poppet and it's Susie, and she sent me one of these for my birthday and I loved it. I think it's a really good compact little stationery set. I think this definitely goes with the theme of the box, having all that stationery you need for writing all those essays. History of magic, potions, charms, transfiguration. This would come in handy, and I really enjoyed using mine. I love it comes with the stickers, a little postcard, and a notepad, which is particularly good for shopping lists. The pen is in the shape of a quill, and it was really comfortable to use as well. And I guess it's nice to see that GeekGear are buying some things wholesale and then generating a lot of their items. But for me, a big part of these subscription boxes is getting unique items that you can't get anywhere else. And I most definitely saw this actually at a Tesco store. So I'm kind of disappointed about that. I would prefer less items that are unique of a higher quality in one of these boxes than lots of small items that I could buy elsewhere. Just a little disheartening again. Another package just here. Got on a nice purple ribbon. Is a medallion that says sorted, and it's got the totem stand lectern, that's what I'm thinking of, that Dumbledore has in the later films, and it says sorted, and it's got some eagle claws around the outside, and then if I flip it over, it actually has a bronze, I repeat, bronze eagle on the front. This is quite a fun little item. I'm not really sure why it has a purple band. I don't know if that should have been navy blue and it's just been printed wrong. But then the paintwork on here also looks purple. So maybe it was just the wrong colour chosen. Obviously Ravenclaw is blue and bronze, so they definitely have got the bronze right. For me, I do prefer the silver, but I'm all about book accuracy where it can be done. And this is a nice item. I don't know if it's a super high quality item. I would rather have this than the previous food token one, but I don't know, I always find these things hard to display. And what do you do with them? You know, I'm not going to wear this, but maybe some people do, or maybe some people cosplay with them. I'm not sure. I presume you will get whatever house you have signed up as, so a lion for Gryffindor, a badger for Hufflepuff, and a snake for Slytherin. But it's not the most heavy duty as well. Overall, I think this is a meh item as well, and the finish of it is not that good. I mean, this one, you can see where it's been roughly cut, it's already coming apart, and it just feels quite cheap. We then move on to a tiny little package just here, which is a GeekGear box exclusive, but I don't know what it is. So I think it's like a little bookmark, clicks together over your page. For example, that's your book page. You put one side over one, and then it keeps shut, and that's where you know where you are in the book. It is a cute little, I wouldn't say manga, I just say like a cartoon version of Luna, but that is quite cute, but it is incredibly cheap. So cheap that on the inside you can actually see like the brand of the card that's been used, and it seems like a weird item. Very rushed and like an afterthought, let's put this in. Does it go with the theme? Not really. And I'm not a big fan of these weird characterizations of the characters. I like them just as they are. Or maybe some of the official film illustrations might be nice. This is a weird item, and I don't really get it. But lastly, we have one more item, which is at the bottom. And I think they have saved what is the best until last, because this is a GeekGear licensed exclusive, and it is the scene with the new first years going across the lake to Hogwarts in a frame. Now, we're going to open it and have a look, but it's not looking the best quality. Looking at it closer, I've taken the packaging off. I think that the print itself does seem to be printed very nicely. It's very graphic, got really good details. I really like it. The frame I do not like so much. Price is very sensitive with these boxes, and I realise they're trying to pack a lot in for a punchy box. But again, I just think I'd rather have less of some of the items that are in there and have a really unique designed frame that went around this to make it truly an exclusive. I do love this print. I love anything that's this nostalgic Philosopher's Stone kind of look. But the frame is just so flimsy. It's like one that you'd get from IKEA or Wilkinson's for a couple of pounds. It's really not that good, and it doesn't relate to what's happening in the picture. If it was, you know, a gold print or had some engravings of the Hogwarts motto, or even, I don't know, some sort of crest, anything to link it back to Hogwarts, it just doesn't. It's just quite lazy, and I think it's quite boring. paying a lot of money for these boxes, you want innovation and you want something different, but I don't think this is it. And this is their big exclusive, I feel like their big finale. So it's kind of left me still disappointed. I think I will keep the print and rehome it in a new frame, so it's a little bit more exciting. But for the last item in the box, I am left just feeling meh. So that is me opening up blindly what these items are. It does have on here all the items that are inside, and they go as follows. So we have the Wizardry High Street t-shirt, licensed and exclusive Hogwarts and Blacklake framed print, Wizardry High Street Pub hot meal token, Wizardry School Pet Owl plush, Schoolhouse's Sorted Initiation medal, Luxury Wizardry broom replica, licensed and exclusive stationery set, and Wizardry School Shop bag for life. And it was printed on this parchment or faux parchment look, and it's quite funny. On the back they've put a joke about all the things that you will need, such as standard spells for dummies, grade 1, and the history of magic told without pictures by a very cruel wizard with an affinity for tiny font. So I like what they've done there. It's quite tongue-in-cheek, quite funny, and it's kind of like a spin on the McGonagall letter that Harry receives. But looking through the list, it actually doesn't mention why the Luna was in there. You don't really know why it was in there. Weird. Broom replica, so it is a broom, it's not a wand, it most definitely is a broom. That concludes all of the contents of this box. And before I dive into, I think, of the items, I think one point that I had an issue with last time, and I still have an issue with this time, is just how much packaging is within these boxes. I do appreciate that they have changed to these, I'm going to call them zigzags of cardboard, which I've had in a few different parcels now, which is fantastic. Get rid of the chips and bring in the card, easy to recycle, just whack it in your recycle bin. But there is so much plastic here, it's a bit ridiculous. There's even more from this, which is on the notebook. This is what the plush came in, and this was just keeping everything together. So it is extremely excessive for one box, and imagine if they sell 500 to 1,000, 3,000. That is a lot of plastic that we don't need. So that would be my first major point. Going on, I just think this box isn't really worth it. Sounds really harsh, but I feel really disappointed, and I didn't even pay money for this box. It's not even a controversial kind of loot crate kind of video. It's quite sad because I think GeekGear do have the green shoots of being a good company. There's something a bit off about the design that I think cheapens it. I personally don't like this design. I don't think it translates well onto the t-shirt. Everything looks almost a bit too cartoony, whereas I think if they went more for trying to match the look of being in the Wizarding World, and I'm not saying rip off Mina Lima, but do things that feel more like you're really in the Wizarding World, it would be so much better. Now, they've gone with Back to School rather than Diagon Alley or Back to Hogwarts, so I don't really know how the whole licensing works with GeekGear, but everything just feels a bit like a rip-off, like they almost don't want to get in trouble with Warner Brothers or the Wizarding World, but they're stepping a really close line, like the Wizard hot meal token. Why not just say Leaky Cauldron token? But anyway, I just think the products do unfortunately look quite cheap, not the quality that I would expect for the money you're paying for these boxes. I do like that a lot of them are functional products. We've got the stationery kit, the journal, the bag for life, and we could argue the owl plush because that's super squishy, and it is getting cold here in the UK. But this just isn't it, and I am disappointed, and I think they could do so much better, and I think they need to get more creatives or maybe a different designer involved, someone who can generate designs that look more authentic to the Wizarding World. But I always say this with my videos, what I don't like, someone else will love. You might be watching and think, Greg, what are you talking about? All that stuff is brilliant. But for me, it's not my cup of tea, but I love working with GeekGear. It's just disappointing about the contents of the box. So for me, I don't think I will be keeping any of the items in this box actually. I do really like the print, but you can buy that poster, double the size, for about £5 online, which I've seen. So I think I might just get the larger version. So unfortunately, I don't think I will be keeping any of the products. I do think some of the ideas are there and some things which are really interesting. Maybe because they've done so many boxes, they have exhausted all their ideas. I don't know. I just think things could be a lot better. The designs could be a lot more interesting. And maybe they do need to join up with fans to do some exclusive boxes with them to generate that interest, like the Cherry Wallace box, which was created and curated by a fan, which you could tell because the quality was phenomenal. For me, this just lacks luster, is very lazy, very boring, and just doesn't feel like the Wizarding World. But what did you think? As always, I'm asking you the question, and while you're commenting below what your favourite item was, and if you enjoyed the box, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. As always, a huge thank you to GeekGear for sending me this box. I hope that you've really enjoyed the video, and like I said at the beginning, I'll post all the links in the description and you can have a little look for yourself. For me, it's the end of this video, and if you do want to watch more of my videos, you can do in this playlist or this video. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the subscribe button just below. I've been the Greg Who Lived, and until next time, stay safe and stay magical. Bye.